Good morning, James.
Hello, James.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
We're doing well, and yourself?
Just like you, awake. I've got my Starbucks coffee. Once I get to when I get my second cup, I'm fired up.
Okay, well, we're right there with you.
What's being done to help Afghan women heroes 1 year after the Taliban's resurgence in Afghanistan? The question is, how do you support the rescue and resettlement of women Afghan soldiers who assisted United States service members? Now, here to talk about that is Rebekah Edmondson, a St. Louisan, who's program manager at the PinFed Foundation Afghan Rescue and Settlement Program. And if I'm saying this right, Manaz Akbari, former commander of Afghanistan's female tactical platoon. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Rebekah, let me start off with you. Being from St. Louis, what is your experience like training and serving alongside your female Afghan Army counterparts?
Well, to make it simple, the process was life-changing for me. I had served for 6 years prior to finding myself in Afghanistan. Never would have imagined that I would have such an opportunity to work with Afghan women in this capacity. So it was incredibly empowering as a woman and as an American soldier to work alongside of them and to see them thrive in that environment, going against so many cultural norms. They were just amazing.
Now, Rebekah, could you tell us more about the role of women warriors during your multiple deployments to Afghanistan?
So their primary function was to gain intelligence from other women in Afghanistan, because prior to their program's inception, only men were speaking to other men. Our U.S. military soldiers weren't allowed to engage with Afghan women in that capacity. It was culturally inappropriate to do so. So the women of the female tactical platoon proved to be so extraordinary because they were able to go in, develop rapport with these women. They spoke the same language, and they were able to gain actionable intelligence that proved to be incredibly successful for our mission.
Now, Manaz, how has the PinFed Foundation changed your life?
The PenFed Foundation provide us a lot of opportunity. For example, scholarship, English courses, housing, and other type of training. When we came from Afghanistan, we weren't in a good mood. We didn't have a good feeling of leaving our country, leaving our people, our family. But Sister of Service, our American sisters, help us to stand up and have a better life here, and also PenFed Foundation.
Now, what was it like fighting alongside American troops, especially other women?
When I joined the military, it was around 2011. At that time, there were a few women, Afghan women in the military, but we didn't have any female in special forces. And I was, and some other my friends, we were the first women in Afghanistan that joined to military and in special forces unit. It was a taboo that work with American soldiers, work with Afghan soldiers, and go with them to the mission and carry weapon, helmet, kits, and everything. And we challenges with a lot of problems, like security problem, cultural problem, but working with these ladies, they help us to empower ourselves and stand for our right, and also we show to other females that wants to join to the military, they can do that as we did.
Now, what was it like evacuating from the airport in Kabul and leaving your home country 1 year ago?
When Afghanistan fell, all the people, they had just one goal, and their goal was leaving Afghanistan because they have a really bad experience of Taliban's ruling in the country. They did know that if they stay in the country, they will be killed. they won't be allowed to go to the school, they won't be allowed to have a job, and females even they won't be allowed to leave house without men score. And like I, as a female, as a female that work in military, like it was really hard to me to leave my job, but I didn't have any decisions. And when my American sisters help us to live in Afghanistan, when we go to the airport, it was like chaos. And there were a lot of people over there, like from different ethnicity. Even like we have some people that they weren't Afghan. I saw like an American female among the crowd, and it was really awful. And when we left, when we wanted to go inside the airport, it was midnight, like around 12 and 1 o'clock, and I helped with the American soldiers to help to FTPs to go inside the airport. And I remember that because it was so dark, I had to sit to one of the American soldiers, and I had a flashlight to like find the FTPs in the crowd. It was really awful.
Now, Rebekah, what is the PinFed Foundation Afghan Rescue and Resettlement Program, and how can our viewers get involved?
Well, our program essentially is focused on honoring our promise to our Afghan allies. And for me personally, having served in Afghanistan, that's incredibly personal to me, very personal to all of our volunteers that have stood up to support these individuals. And so we basically work in tandem with these volunteers to identify specific needs for each family, focusing on basic needs first. We provide assistance for food and shelter and clothing, and then in more long-term aspects, we're providing assistance for English language training and applying for asylum. And the best way that individuals can become more educated on what we're doing, the work that we're doing, and support our work is by going to PenFedFoundation.org. There you can read more about this program, and if you feel so moved, you can donate to the program. And what's great about it is that every single dollar that we raise goes directly to these families in their resettlement journey.
Manaz, one last question for you. How many of your sisters are still there?
We have some FTPs here, and they are happy with living here. But in Afghanistan, like there are a lot of people that still need to help.
I hear you. Rebekah, before we go, do you want to say hi to anybody in St. Louis, family members?
All my family, absolutely. I miss you guys, and thank you for understanding that this job is my life.
And it is. Rebekah, Manaz, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend.
Thank you.
Thank you.